hello.
Hi. I always say hello first, so I was waiting for you, and then there was just like 5 seconds of awkward silence while you stared at me like, are you going to say something?
It's awkward. Hello? Hello? Is anybody there?
There's a few
No?
people.
Oh, hey, Jacob.
Oh, what's up? So, hi. Welcome to Counting Cryptids.
I'm Connor.
I'm Jacob.
This is season 2, episode 6.
It is, and
Who suggested this one today?
technically it was Mr. Sean Counts.
Yes. How are you today? Before we get into the subject, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
It's 4:20.
It is, in fact, 4:20. This is kind of the reason we're doing this episode on today.
Yes.
But
Topical.
I mean, how are you doing?
I'm great. Pretty good. Yep.
So there was really no reason to.
No story.
Oh, okay,
no
I thought
reason.
you would ask me because you had something that
a girl
you wanted
did
to.
compliment me on my Cryptids t-shirt I was wearing into the gas station.
So now you're dating?
I think that's how it works. Nice t-shirt. See you later.
I don't know how dating works in 2019. I'm married.
Yeah, exactly.
So
in ages.
yeah. So since today's 4:20, we decided to do the Green Monster.
The Green Monster, or more commonly known as like the Flatwoods Monster, Braxton County Monster.
I was gonna do that. That was my nickname in high school thing, but
that was Jacob's nickname in high school. Ruined it.
No, it was a shit joke anyway. But yeah, technically, I believe Sean Counts suggested this one a while ago. So
thanks, Sean.
Fucking leave me be about cowboys for a minute. I'll get to it. I promise. In the meantime, here's this, dog.
Jacob can't back up his argument for cowboys
Real
quick. Jacob is scared of my cowboy knowledge.
I don't think that's true. I think you're just going to be like, no, you have to prove it, which means I have to fucking... Once it gets slow at work, I'll have time, and I can fucking... I'll make something happen.
Non-existent cowboys? Tough sell.
It's fine. We'll get to it eventually. So today, Green Monster, a.k.a. Flatwoods Monster, I believe Braxton County Monster.
Yeah. Green Monster. Braxy for short, I saw.
Braxy, okay.
Braxy. Braxxie, yeah.
I mean, it's got 2 X's in it. That's pretty sweet.
One more and it'd just be explicit.
Hey.
What do you know about the Braxton County Monster? I have no idea where I might find such animal or creature.
I mean, it would be in Braxton County, West Virginia.
Yeah, more specifically,
roughly
Flatwoods.
in 1952. But yeah, like the Flatwoods area,
September-ish,
give or take 30 miles.
12. Be like that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes.
We just posted the Instagram poll and forgot to bring it up.
All right, so we're gonna go back then. So we just posted a poll on Instagram at the beginning of the episode, like we do.
It is also posted on Facebook stories, but nobody even looks at those.
Okay.
You can vote.
You vote on them, and then we'll read the shit at the end of the episode.
Yes. The question this week is: if you saw an alien, what do you do? Your 2 options are pee your pants and fall/drop your flashlight. Vote now. Just kidding. By this time this episode is out, it's too late.
But now vote.
Go to Instagram.
Follow. We just
Follow.
posted on Discord. So if you're not following us on Discord to get your updates about those, or on Instagram,
or Facebook, or Twitter.
If
you're not following us on social media, you're listening to the podcast. Thank you.
Do it. Yeah. Well, fair enough.
I really can't ask for too much.
All right. So I guess we'll cut that back part out. But the story of the Green Monster, the Flatwoods Monster,
Braxy.
Yes, is that the evening of September 12th, 1952. I believe it was around 7:25 p.m.
Yeah, 7:15, 7:25, something like that.
About 14 people were playing football in the small village of Flatwoods in West Virginia when they noticed a pulsing red-orange orb in the sky. The object then slowed, turned, and descended behind a nearby hill. Seeing the ball of fire and assuming it was a meteor, 3 of the boys ran to their house, got their mom to come with them and some flashlights, met up with 3 of the other guys, and they all headed off to...
Was there another guy? The 17-year-old?
Okay, so I have everybody's name right here. So the witnesses are Frankie May, who is 12 years old, his brother Edward May, who is 13 years old, their mother Kathleen May, Tommy Heyer, who is 10, Neil Nunley, who was 14, Ronnie Shaver, 10, and Eugene Lemon, 17. Also, Eugene's dog came with them.
I would like to point out before we get too far into this story that Eugene Lemon sounds like a fake name.
Is Eugene Lemon Indrid Cold?
The Indrid Cold of Braxton County? Perhaps. There may be more to explore than dust that meets the surface.
Probably not.
Makes any sense.
All right. So there's 7 people, 6 children, a grown woman, and a dog.
Not 7 children, 6 children, and a woman and a dog. 7 people total.
Yeah.
That includes the 6.
I didn't
just wanted to verify.
Okay. So they get their flashlights. They go to investigate the crash site, which is at Bailey Fisher Farm. As they neared the site, the dog began barking uncontrollably and ran ahead, only to return a short while later, tail between its legs, apparently terrified. Arriving at the ridge, the group saw the pulsing ball of light on or near the ground about 50 feet away. They also noticed a, quote, pungent mist that irritated and burned their noses and throats.
I don't know what kind of mist that would be.
I would say not a normal mist.
Yeah, not a good mist. Just stay away from those pungent mists.
Perhaps it was a moist mist. At this point, Eugene spotted 2 small lights at the base of a large oak tree. The silence was then broken by a shrill hiss sound, and whatever they were seeing began approaching the group. It was described as being about 12 feet tall, having bright lit red eyes, and glided across the ground as it moved. The creature neared the group, then turned towards the glowing orb. Eugene pointed his flashlight at the thing and described seeing a, quote, man-like figure, later described seeing a, quote, man-like figure with a round, red face surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. At this point, Eugene screams, drops his flashlight, and runs. And the rest of the group is not far behind him.
One of the kids pees his pants.
Yeah, also one of the kids pees his pants. That's why we wanted to
pee my pants, man!
I never found a name specifically who peed, but it's fine. We don't have
Somebody
to add him.
peed their pants in that group.
I mean, it's one of those, so like, when you played hide and seek as a kid, you know, like, you just go pee, then you go hide, and then immediately you're like, fuck, I have to pee.
I mean, that's every day of my life. And I don't usually need to be playing hide and go seek to just be like, fuck.
To just pee and then be
I
like, fuck, I have to pee again. Okay.
For me regularly. That might be something I should check out with a doctor.
Anyway,
Moving on.
Later, Kathleen May had described the figure as having small claw-like hands, clothing-like folds, and a head that resembled the ace of spades. This is a grown woman, by the way.
Yeah.
Has 2 children, 12 and 13.
Older
She's
than us.
Theoretically 35, if I had to guess. I don't have a specific age on her. I would guess
assume,
35
yeah.
at least. If she's got a 13-year-old, say she had kids at 22, that may be even old for the time. In 1952, I don't know for sure.
Those 2 people had seen the thing firsthand. There's another description, is a little bit more descriptive.
Okay.
Has a little bit more details from the Fate magazine writer Gray Barker. Apparently
Trey Parker?
No.
Oh.
Travis Barker? Also no.
Trey Parker is the South Park, one of the South Park guys.
Yeah, but Travis Barker's the drummer.
Blink-182, I know.
I knew you knew. The listeners. He apparently interviewed some people and described it as a 10-foot tall humanoid figure with a round blood face and a large pointed hood-like shape around this face. Eyes that... There were eye-like shapes, apparently, that emitted greenish-orange light and had a dark black or green body.
I had seen a couple of variations in size, basically between 10 and kind of 17 feet in one place, which
Quite
seems
large.
tall, but either way, is big.
The size of a tree, perhaps? Foreshadowing.
Okay. Arriving back at the Mays house, Kathleen called Sheriff Robert Carr and co-owner of the local newspaper, A. Lee Stewart. That's A. Lee Stewart, not like one Lee Stewart. Later that night, Stewart took Eugene back to the site, where the sickening burnt odor could still be smelled. The sheriff had also searched the area independently with his deputy, and the 2 allegedly found no evidence of that or smell, but I think you had something else about that?
The sheriff and the deputy had allegedly been out in that area researching or searching for a crashed aircraft that they had reports of prior to this event.
So
it
allegedly something had crashed before the fireball, or was that maybe
it could have been the
same
fireball,
thing and somebody
yeah.
else had called before they made it out to it and back to the house to call?
Right.
Okay.
And, they're on foot. Police are probably in cars.
But, I mean, I guess I don't know. whereabouts this is. I don't know if it's on a road or how that works.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's
on
kind
a
of just in a
farm.
forest.
Yeah, farm, forest, probably like where the field meets.
But I guess if there's
trees.
that large orb in it, there's some sort of opening. So,
But yeah, it's weird that they were already looking for something. I mean, I might talk. I'll talk later about what I think that might mean. Probably have an idea, but
okay. Early the next day, Stewart returned to the site to discover 2 long tracks in the ground and traces of a thick black liquid on the ground and tree leaves. Stewart interviewed the group one by one later that day. By that time, several members of the group had allegedly fallen ill, complaining of nose and throat irritations, which lasted weeks. Along with throat issues, poor Eugene also experienced vomiting as well as convulsions.
he's a big pussy, is what you're saying.
He was the oldest of other than the woman, other than Kathleen. Eugene was 17. But you had something else about the liquid and the tracks?
The liquid and tracks. Okay, so a local boy, Max Lockhart, admitted he had been driving around that night, quote, hoping to see something in his Chevy pickup truck. Paranormal investigators at some time concluded that the tracks, the oily residue, the bits of rubbery substance must have been left by the creature and not the truck. How they analyzed that, when they analyzed that, up in the air, no idea. Probably bullshit. But
allegedly.
I think that was also in Gray Barker's account.
Okay. So I'm going to do that one last. The next day, on September 13th,
yes.
1952, one day after the main incident, about 20 miles southwest in Frametown, West Virginia, a young couple, George Snitwaski and his wife and their baby. I saw her name at one point, and then I could not find it when I was taking notes. They were driving through Frametown around dusk when their car, quote, inexplicably stalled.
Gasp.
Unfortunate, but shit
It's
happens.
1952, when your cars suck.
The car refused to start as a, quote, burnt sulfur odor engulfed the area and sickened them. They then claimed that there was a, quote, strange electrical charge in the air as a UFO appeared, hovering nearby. A few minutes later, the terrified couple described seeing a huge alien that circled the stalled car.
Shit. That's terrifying.
Oh, God. Okay. This one's going to be a little long, and this one is technically earlier in the day on September 13th. So this is about 7 hours after the initial sight right here. So, this was in Strange Creek, West Virginia, which is about 27 miles away from Flatwoods.
Okay.
7 miles away from Frametown, which is 20 miles away from Flatwoods.
Hit it.
So there was a young boy whose name I never found. I believe he wanted to remain anonymous, as his family had already heckled him roundly, and he didn't want to be ridiculed any further. He had also claimed to have seen the metallic entity around 3 o'clock in the morning. His account was told years later as an adult when a connection had been made between the two encounters. Also, it was kind of told through another person, so there's some he's and some I's in the story, but I have whittled some of it down, so I apologize if anything comes through weird. I read it a couple of times, and I think it's fine, but there's a lot of quotes in here. This is all coming from alienviewgroup.blogspot.com. I'd also seen all of this elsewhere, too. Either way, quote. The family house was 2 stories set far off the road. There was a long driveway leading up to the house, which was bordered by trees on the left, but cleared on the other. A wood fence bordered on the right of way, and there was a carport at the end of the driveway near the house. His bedroom was located on the second floor of the house and situated over the entrance of the front porch, overlooking the driveway. Suddenly awakened at 3 o'clock in the morning, he didn't know what stirred him out of his sleep. He quickly got out of bed, went directly to his window, and looked out. To his horror, he saw a, quote, huge figure he described as being about 8 or 9 feet tall floating up the driveway towards the house. He also added the driveway was gravel and there was no sound. I think he said it was about 50 feet out at this point, so I don't know if you would really hear that, but if it's your house, like you probably would. I know if like a car drives up, you hear that shit from a ways.
100%.
I don't know. The figure was described as being cone-shaped and flared out at the bottom. It looked like a machine. It was metallic-looking, gray in color, like metal. The upper torso was The upper torso area was cylindrical and fluted, like a garbage can, but the lower area flared out at least 4 feet across at the bottom. When asked how it could be seen so clearly at night, he answered, the front porch light was on and I could see it pretty good, but the whole thing was also luminous. It was glowing and had an aura of light around it. I was looking down on it from above the porch, and I felt safe being on the second floor of the house. But as it got closer to the house, I got more scared. I saw it float and move up the driveway for about another 15 feet before I stepped back from the window. When I looked back out of the window, a few moments later, it was gone. It must have moved towards the carport near the house. That's the only place it could have gone. It disappeared that fast. But it wasn't moving that fast, and I would have seen it moving away from the house. The way our property was laid out, I would have seen it moving away in any other direction. I ran out of my room into my parents' room and yelled and woke them up. I told them what I saw, and they said, you must have been dreaming, go back to bed. He also had said that the sketches released of the Flatwoods encounter did not resemble what he had seen and didn't realize that the two could have been related until years later. He offered, maybe the helmet was taken off at the time I saw it, the body of the figure was glowing, and that's what I was fixed on, the aura around it, but it was metal looking.
That's a pretty common thread with these sightings and depictions, people drawing pictures of it, is like the mechanical nature of this creature.
How would you describe the way it looks?
I think that's a pretty good description. Look like a trash can.
I'm also wearing a shirt of this today too, by the way.
Yeah, nice cryptid shirt, Jacob.
It is from Cryptid Crate. If you want to sponsor us.
Cryptid Crate. Use coupon code Counting Cryptids.
If you just keep entering code Counting Cryptids, do you think eventually they'll be like, why the fuck do people keep typing this into this?
My God. Do it. Do it.
Oh, cool.
Do it. Do it.
I don't think it works that way, man. I don't think it gets
submitted. Do it.
We just like endlessly search from different IPs like /Counting Cryptids on it and see what happens. It kind of looks like a robot alien nun.
Definitely looks like a robot alien nun.
Cool.
It's a good description.
Validation.
It's got the hood, the pointed hood. It's
Ace of
circular.
Spades.
Yeah, for sure.
Sort of hood shape, which isn't really
Ku Klux
a
Klan-y.
nun. Yeah.
But when you have it in that shirt like that, black and white.
But it's
the
black.
hood's black.
It's not white.
Delete. It's always
those aren't always like the main one in Flatwoods is really the main one. But I think these other ones are important because it's the same time. I mean, the one with all the fucking quotes was 7 hours after the initial sighting in Flatwoods, 30 miles away. And then 7 miles from there, later that same day at dusk, there was the stalled car.
There's very close proximity to that area.
Roughly 24 hours within 30 miles of each other, 3 sightings.
I've got more.
Yes, you do.
There is many.
You didn't even tell me all of them?
This is 3 that were like closest. Like I had South Dakota, which same day, similar time, but hundreds of miles away.
Just a UFO sighting or like
these are just UFO sightings. Before I get into those though, just want to talk about Project Blue Book.
Oh yeah.
Because these are literally, I had to read through these fucking scanned, typewritered documents. There'll be links for every single one of these, like an archive. They're pretty interesting to just browse through, figure out like, what the fuck?
Well, what is the correlation between Project Blue Book and the Green Monster?
All right, so the Project Blue Book, Project Blue Book was one of a series of systematic studies of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, that was conducted by the United States Air Force, and it was started in 1952. But I've also read 1947. Sorry, I guess it was started in 1952, and it was the third study of its kind. The first 2 were Project Sign in 1947 and Project Grudge in 1949. A termination order was given for the study in December of 1969, and all activity was ceased in January 1970. Project Blue Book had 2 main goals, And 1, to determine if UFOs were a threat to national security, and 2, to scientifically analyze UFO-related data. The Project Blue Book reported 12,618 UFOs that were collected, analyzed, and filed, and were
17 years
in that time period.
Wow, okay.
Tons. Specifically for 1952, it was like 1,501 in 1952.
Okay.
And I'm sure there was other ones that weren't reported to this. So they were shut down in 1969. The Air Force continues to provide the following summary of its investigations. No UFO reported was or investigated or evaluated by the U.S. Air Force was ever had an indication of a threat to national security. There was no evidence that the sightings classified as unidentified represented technological developments or principles beyond the range of modern scientific knowledge. And 3, there was no evidence indicating that sightings categorized as unidentified were extraterrestrial.
Terrestrial? Did you combine terrestrial and testicles?
Vehicles is the next word. So vehicles were extraterrestrial vehicles. By the time Project Blue Book ended, it had concluded that most of the UFO sightings were misidentifications of natural phenomenon, clouds, stars, meteors, etc., or conventional aircraft. According to the National Reconnaissance Office, a number of the reports could be explained by flights of formerly secret reconnaissance planes like the U-2, the A-12. Yeah. And a small percentage of UFOs reports were classified as unexplained, even after stringent analysis. So there are still some out there that are completely unexplained.
Okay. What does this have to do with the green monster, the Flatwoods?
So I was looking through there.
Okay.
And just to see what kind of UFO was like in the area. I feel like at one point in time, somebody mentioned that there was agents out there researching, there's some similar stories like this one that happened on the day of the Flatwoods sighting.
So September 12th?
September 12th. This was at 2:30 in the morning. All the names and stuff have been redacted, all that personal information. But somebody reported a greenish-white, red rim, round shape in the sky above Allen, Maryland, which is about 6.5 hours away from Flatwoods. The object was reported moving through the sky between 15 and 20 knots from 5,000 to 40,000 feet in the air.
Okay.
Like it apparently varied between those.
Okay.
We'll put a link in that.
You have links to all these in the description.
Absolutely. Cool. There's another one the following day on September 13th, where several fireballs were reported dancing across the sky in Livingston, Virginia, which is only about 4 hours away from Flatwoods. The comments on the archived Blue Book's records say several sources saw an object with a tail streaking across the sky, sighted for a few seconds only, and aircraft in area reported a meteor at approximately the same time. So in this case, at least, it was probably just a meteor. Some of them, especially with this like flying objects, this one has the Flatwoods Monster has another element, which is the being.
Yes. Not only the like, I want to say UFO.
Yeah.
The
ball
maybe
of
a
light.
Meteor, but the UFO or whatever. Okay. And the third one?
In September 22nd, so a couple weeks after this original incident, a 35-year-old man was eating dinner with a few friends at a local church in Fairfax, Virginia, which is about 5 hours away from Flatwoods, West Virginia. He claims to have seen for a few seconds what he describes as a slightly oblong solid mass with soft, incandescent outline. It doesn't have a lot of information. It's kind of just like a report, like check boxes, and it has questions on it, and you can see all those.
Where was that one at?
So those are all on the archives that we'll post.
I'm sorry, where was that?
Oh, that
reported?
one. That one was reported in Fairfax, Fairfax, Virginia, 5 hours away.
Okay, so that was 6 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours from Flatwoods.
Right. And that last one is the first out, but like the day of and the day after.
So when you first tell me this, it almost seems like if I'm going into this like, yep, I believe all of this right away. It seems like maybe that first one, so it's a UFO, maybe that crashed or something was wrong with it. Whatever that was, I've seen some people thought like, oh, that was like some sort of secondary, like smaller escape pod sort of ship, or like an exoskeleton that something else was inside. Either way, that
Mechanisuit.
Yeah, sure, whatever. The trash can. So the people see that. Eugene drops his flashlight. He goes, "Oh shit, I've been seen," and it just fucking heads out. 7 hours later, it's in Strange Creek, where unidentified boy sees it on his property, coming up the driveway, up the gravel with no sound. Then simultaneously, these other UFOs are also being seen elsewhere. Maybe they are
on a reconnaissance mission.
Yes, exactly. Going to repair the other one, or
retrieve.
Yes, exactly.
Something.
All of that. So then later, that like 24 hours later, in excuse me, let me find the name of this location one more time. Frametown. Probably called it Fametown a couple of times, but Frametown, West Virginia. That couple that sees it, and then they're circled one more time.
ET phone home.
Yeah, that's that shit. And then fucking, I don't know, man. It seems like there is sort of a lot of activity going on not very far away from that location that all is remotely similar. Also, you had some stuff about meteors. You want to talk about that now?
Yeah, you want me to fuck all their shit up right now? All right, so I don't know what the object was, but as far as all the lights in the skies, in 1952, a comet passed near the sun. I don't know how near, but it is the 21P, or the Giacobini-Zinner comet that passes Earth every year, or every 6.6 years. And the most current sighting was in 2018, 2012, so on and so forth. I think like 12 times to 52. So it falls right in 1952 when all these are happening. And
interesting.
So the comet flies by, releases ice and rock into space, resulting in meteor showers that we see here on Earth. The meteor shower prior to the 1952 shower produced enough debris that 50 to 100 were reported per minute. I don't know how long, but even if it was 1 minute, 50 to 100 in that minute is insane. Like it's a pretty big amount.
Up to 2 a second?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that would look so fucking cool.
The sky is falling.
It's just raining.
It's just falling.
That's crazy. But I think like nobody's describing that though.
No.
Nothing is that intense where it's just like,
holy shit,
there is 100 aliens coming down from the sky every second.
And it's probably 50 to 100 individual people seeing the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Or parts of the same thing. I think if I ever saw, have you
ever seen a meteor shower? Like a crazy one?
No.
Dude.
It sounds terrifying.
No, it's right.
But awesome, but terrifying. Like if you weren't expecting there to be a meteor shower and you just look up and the sky is just falling, I'd pee my pants.
When I was like 16, like I was going to a party or something, but I was on Duff or whatever and driving, and I just like caught something out of the corner of my eye. I look over and there's like a giant fireball falling out of the sky. I was like, what the my sister called me like 2 seconds later freaking out. She's like, did you just fucking see that? She doesn't swear. She was like freaking out about it. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think she thought that we were like getting invaded. I was like, I don't know. It's just like a meteor or something. I don't know.
His sister was on this train far before we were.
No, she ain't like that.
She's an intelligent being. Do you have anything about the original story? Like, it's a pretty short, straightforward story.
Everything is pretty. It's just, it's the fucking same thing. They just kind of saw it quick. They were all interviewed later,
right?
And just
probably multiple times
individually. Everybody's been talked to about it over and over and over again, and the people are still. Because you just watched that documentary or whatever about it too, and
I did. I should shout them out. This isn't an ad. Keep in mind, but Small Town, not a sponsor, could be a sponsor. Small Town Monsters also made a 45-minute documentary called Flatwoods Monsters: A Legacy of Fear. It's pretty fucking good.
I believe that was a Kickstarter campaign as well.
Yeah, it is available on Amazon Prime.
Tight. I also need to watch that one.
Check it out. I bought it. I watched it. I need to watch it again. It's a good one.
I really wish we had more on the being.
Obviously, there's no pictures.
And
mostly
the
just
photos.
pictures.
It's they took the original drawing and they just like put it into the woods.
Yeah, it's super weird that they would do that.
I thought it was a photo. I was like, this is crazy. What the fuck could this thing be? And then I looked at it. I was like, oh
It's
my
a
god,
drawing
it's literally
pasted
just the
into a
drawing that they
fucking-
cut out and put in there, man.
Like 1950s photoshopped. Like they literally cut the thing out, glued it on top of a pre-existing picture of the woods, and was like, "This is what I saw."
Ooh, yeah,
Compelling. It works.
It
It got
time, dude. I would have lost.
it-
I didn't even. It took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize that wasn't real because the pictures are small.
yeah, they're not great, obviously.
But everybody, it's all the same one, man.
And we should mention that like this was like pretty nationwide hysteria pretty quick. Like people
This was fucking big
heard
news.
about it,
I had
yeah.
a picture of the original Flatwoods witnesses as well in the description.
Yeah, the grainy black and white son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's like a really small photo. Like
Yeah,
415 pixels.
What can you expect though?
Yeah.
There's plenty of books written about it.
This one's fucking big, man. Like it's
It's an interesting
It's
one. It's
really
right
weird.
along the lines of Mothman. Same area,
there's a lot going on over in
West Virginia.
that area. Yeah.
Think about moving out there. No, I'm not. But maybe. But he's got some nice real
No, I'm not,
estate.
but maybe.
Hit me up. I could be persuaded to
Yeah,
move.
you moving out to Hellier?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That documentary has me shook, dude.
I still need to watch all of it. I've
watched
watched
it
a
in
couple
2 days.
episodes. It is on YouTube.
It was on you.
So-
Yeah. Shout out
Make it
Titan
real
Lord
quick.
on there for posting that on there. I
Link
thought
in
it was
that.
only I had to download it, so I was like, ugh, I can't do that on my work computer.
Yeah.
But then I saw it on YouTube, so I was like, sick.
Get in the fucking
Fucking dumb.
Discord.
Yeah.
It's been popping off. I can't even keep up with it. I'll go to bed and there's 400 messages to me by the time I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't read all this.
Yeah, just fucking don't have the alerts on.
Put it on.
Uh,
I'm gonna put it on slow mode. Like, fuck. Nah, it's awesome. Some new people. Glad to see you in there. Talk about everything. Fucking computers and shit. Do you want to get into the owl shit?
Yeah.
So, along with my smashing the comment into this theory, that doesn't make any sense. A lot of people suggest that the common barn owl is the cause of the sighting, sitting in a tree. Like they say, oh, his claws, his talons hanging on the branch make it look like arms. Like, what? Are you a fucking
I thought they
high?
were talking about the tree was just like it had 2 branches that stuck out that looked like arms, and the owl's wings were like kind of like up, like it was taken off. That kind of made it. But they would have to be so high up to be like
Touching
this
at
Ace
the
of
top.
Spades.
Yeah,
Is what it
touching
was
at the
described. Not like horns. Like maybe like if an owl was flapping its wings. Like
Yeah, I don't think it's
Ace
got
of
like
Spades.
that.
Plus, they described all 10 feet of it moving towards them.
Yes, it was gliding across the ground.
Gliding across the ground, which I get flying, and owls can be big, but if you're that close to,
And it's
you know what I mean?
flying
Like
Low. It's not flying.
owls make some weird ass
spread,
sounds too,
like-
man. But
Definitely makes some weird sounds.
I don't know.
Allegedly, the shadow could also be what they saw from the owl sitting in the tree, and the light moving somehow in the distance, making it look like it's moving forward. But I also don't buy that. I don't think they were there long enough to be like, watch the moon fucking go across the sky and move this owl shadow. Like, what the fuck? Let's see. As far as the eyes go, some said red, some said green.
It's not like green orange.
Green orange,
was
yes.
one of the descriptions.
Okay, well, what I read on the internet, honestly, I don't
The
know.
internet.
Don't know if it's true. It was literally just on the Google page. What color do owls' eyes glow? And apparently, owls that hunt mainly during the day appear to have yellow eyes, while owls at night appear to have orange eyes. Could be the orangey eyes of a night stalking owl. I don't know. Also,
Green and orange. The fuck do you get if you mix green and orange?
I don't
dog?
know. I was wondering the same
Black,
thing.
like
Poop.
Hang on, let me open Photoshop.
Pretty
here.
sure it's just poop.
Poop. Okay,
Poop green.
it's kind of like it's kind of green orange. It's almost brown, but not brown.
It's not a bad color. I kind of like it.
Nah, it's kind of like a If you mixed,
I would never describe that as green-orange, by the way.
If you mixed pee with like a little bit of poop, is that color?
If you've had a child, you've probably seen that in the diaper before.
All right, moving on from that one then. So while we're on the topic of owls,
yeah,
do we need to talk about
let's go down that rabbit hole? Let's go.
Weird alien shit with owls? And
Hell yes.
I think the theory is if you like
see an owl,
if you like have an experience with an extraterrestrial, that experience can be like the memory can be like changed in your mind to just like
be an owl.
You saw was a deer or an owl, and I think owls are one of those, or sometimes it's theorized that like they change shape into an owl.
Yeah, shapeshifters I saw in the article I was reading.
I don't fucking know, man. That's did you ever watch the television program People of Earth?
No.
It was made by the people who made The
Earth?
Office and Parks and Rec. But it was like
comedy, okay.
So it was a like alien abductee support group.
Okay, I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
I haven't seen it. I should check it out.
I would recommend giving it a watch if you're into this
sounds
sort of thing anyway.
I mean,
it's pretty cool. But that idea was pretty prevalent in that TV show where it's like, oh yeah, you remember like this thing, but it actually wasn't that thing. It was an experience that you had. I don't know.
It was erased and replaced with this experience with an owl.
Yes.
I also saw that some people believe that owls are holographically cloaked technology, like
all
spying.
Owls?
Maybe not all owls,
Jesus
but
Christ, I've seen a lot of owls. That's terrifying.
I mean, you're probably being watched.
I mean,
this guy gets it.
Wrong.
This guy, yeah, it could be like advanced beings from another planet, or possibly from our own human race.
They are weird birds. They're not like, I don't think of owls as birds. I may have said that on this podcast once before.
They're fucking
are
owls.
A different thing than a bird.
I'd like to know, like
they're not, but they are. You know,
the evolution of owls. How long have owls been around? Where did they come from?
I mean,
how did they evolve? Were they dinosaurs?
Aren't birds dinosaurs?
Birds are dinosaurs, but specifically owls. Is that genealogy? Do we have any genealogists in the chat? No? Good.
It is believed that owls diverged from many species of birds. In order to survive, their bodies evolved to give them better eyesight and a body that was able to live in one environment all year rather than having to migrate like other species of birds.
Evolution is a weird thing.
Experts believe that owls were once like ostrich with very long legs and living on land. However, they developed the need to fly, so they got shorter. However, their sharp talons did not go away, and they were actually enhanced as a way for them to be able to capture prey.
Interesting theory, but that doesn't sound like they're too positive on that. Okay, that literally sounds like something I might have pulled out of my ass.
I think everything from evolution is kind of a little bit like
theory.
Speculation. You have to kind of connect some dots.
Right, but you have at least...
Evolution is technically a theory?
Theory, yes. But in physics, a theory is pretty much a law. Like,
I mean,
physics...
No.
Physics
only
theory.
Gravity.
Physics theory is like, we're pretty sure about this.
Like, we're pretty sure about most of this, but like something could happen
working
tomorrow, and then we have no idea what the fuck is happening.
I mean, that's everything. That's why I don't know how you could have a closed mind about anything, because anything could change in the blink of an eye.
Who's to say that all animals, or like, okay, got one for you.
Okay.
Dogs and cats.
Yes.
Are just either alien surveillance or actually aliens.
I have to pick?
No, I'm not those are two things that I am posing to you. They are maybe if they are one or the other.
You trust your cat too much.
I do?
Yes.
Why?
You like your cat. I don't like my cat.
I mean, yeah, I like my pets.
I mean, I guess if you're homies, then maybe he won't like obliterate you or something.
Yeah. I mean, I taught my cats to shake, dog. Like,
they knew how to shake. They're just teaching you how to teach it how to shake.
No, man, I just grab their paw. When I give them food, I just like grab their paw and shake it until they're finally like, yep, I get it. I have to do this with my paw before I get food.
Yeah, but you're an alien race. You've never shaken hands before, especially as a cat.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know.
Cats are weird. The purrs.
I like that idea though. That's just like they're sent to, or like I'd never thought about it that way before. I heard that one recently. I'd thought about it more as like if they were like human planted like spy things, but aliens is way more fun if they're just like, yeah, we'll make these things like way too fucking cute. So people will be like, oh my God, I got to have this thing around me all the time and in my house, and everything I do has to be involving this thing and surrounding it all the time. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just so it can just fucking
we'll
just
have
sit
pictures
around and watch
all
you
over
all
the
day.
internet.
Yeah, but it just gets to sit around and watch you all day. And then when you're gone at work and shit, it has free roam of like your underwear drawer and the rest of your house. So I don't know what aliens need with your underwear drawer. Maybe they don't have to probe you if they can get your poop
DNA
smears off of
samples from your ass.
skid marks.
Okay. You've captivated my mind. But also owls. I've never had an experience where I would say it was a spiritual thing with an owl. Like some people think like seeing an owl multiple times like means you're on the right path. I've also seen that if you see an owl, you might die as like a death omen. It's so skewed in like in searching up this time travel, time lost thing. Came up with some of that. Like I don't know. It's an owl.
I don't know. They make some weird ass sounds though, man.
Yeah. Whoo.
There's 10 different species of owl that can be found in Iowa.
It's a lot of owls.
But I mean, I've seen owls back here. There's a couple of owls that frequent my dad's house. They just fucking used to just like sit on the porch. They'd sit out, like they go out and like she'd be smoking a cigarette or whatever. They'd just like sit at the table, hang out, and an owl would come up and like land on the fence, just kind of like walk around, hang out, look at them, chill. I don't like birds.
I don't like birds, but I like owls.
Owls are cooler than birds, but they freak me out too. I don't want to be like as close as I am to you. I do not want to be that close to you.
No. That's too far for most animals.
If it's a dog, I can't be closer. I can't be close enough. Hello, come here.
I cannot explain the creature whatsoever.
It has me all kinds of backwards.
So I'm just going to throw this out here. I have no evidence to support this other than the local sheriff and deputy had already been investigating a crashed aircraft in the area. Could it have been an undercover project from the Air Force or the government or an experiment of some sort?
You think they'd send just like the local sheriff and his deputy to check that out?
Probably not.
Or were they just also independently heard something crash that happened to be this black book project that is not available to the public or whatever?
Right.
So they were investigating that. Then whether they found anything or not, but if they were briefed on like, yeah, you cannot disclose this information or XYZ other thing, maybe they did. I don't have any evidence to say that they actually did, but I guess if that's where you're going to go with it.
And the local sheriff and the deputy are going to be the people that you rely on to give you what happened. Like they're going to be a good source of information for the townspeople.
What about the mist?
The mist, I cannot explain. Know nothing about the mist. Other than like it would be like sulfuric gas,
but
in a mist form. I don't know if that's
they've gone back. Well, wouldn't then like that be explained as like, yeah, this is a phenomena that exists around here and is known about?
I don't know any of the cave systems in the area.
The only thing I can think of that is like probably a natural phenomena that people think is a supernatural thing is like the will of the wisp off the top of my head.
Okay,
but that's just like a light. But I think that's actually gases. I'll have to do more research on that. I don't know if that's like a fucking cryptid, but I don't know if fucking Flatwoods Monster is a cryptid. We're doing aliens at this point. Like,
yeah, we're just doing whatever.
Yeah, fucking whatever. Season 2, fuck it, we're doing whatever.
I like it.
I cannot fucking make heads or tails of this.
I'm almost
like it looks like it's wearing a dress sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't fucking get this.
There was 1,500 sightings of meteors, quote unquote, because they could have been something else.
Was it meteors UFOs, or was it the reports from
reports of UFOs?
Project Blue Book.
Reports of UFOs
in the year 1952.
Right, but the P fucking 21P comet makes a lot. Like I feel like that clears up a lot of those sightings as just meteors.
I mean, that's definitely seems like more than a coincidence that is also happening.
And the fact that nobody puts that even out there, like I feel like I'm going to take credit for combining those two into a theory.
Great job, Connor.
Thank you.
You did a thing.
Can't explain away the mist or the creature or...
Which that's really what this is about.
Right. This isn't about the UFOs.
What the fuck?
I don't think it's an owl.
I don't either.
I don't think it's a shadow of an owl. It appeared
I've
metallic.
seen owls and I've been like...
glowing.
Okay. So we were at a campfire. I was maybe 18, 20 years old. We were at a campfire just outside of town.
Okay.
It's near like a wildlife refuge area, so there's a lot of wildlife, but there happened to be like, I don't know if there was a nest of owls there, but there was like maybe 5 owls. I think there was like 2 adult and then maybe 3 smaller owls, but they were making some crazy ass noises above us, and it was freaking me out. So I was like, oh yeah, it's just the owls. So we had like flashlights and we were looking at them, just hanging out, and it was fine. But the noises they made were fucking weird. But I don't, you know what I don't. We shined a flashlight on it. And it's like, oh yeah, that is an owl.
Yeah, you didn't poop your pants and run away, or
I didn't pee or fall down and drop my flashlight. Yeah. Exactly. We shined flashlights up there, and it's up in a tree, fucking 25, 30 feet. It's a big ass tree. I could definitely tell it was an owl in a tree. I'd like to think in 1952 they would be able to identify an owl in a tree. A barn owl was put on the endangered species list in like 1977. This is 20 years prior to that.
Right. This is like, we didn't really talk about the area, but it is a very small town, very secluded from...
There's like 300 people in the population?
Very small.
Very small.
So for them to like see owls regularly, like wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah, exactly. You're not in a city like we are. Like, it's a much smaller town than you or I live in. And we see owls here. Like, we know what a fucking owl is.
I mean, granted, we live in a time where we have the internet and are exposed to a lot more things and stuff. I feel like people know what a fucking owl is 50 years ago. Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
60 years ago.
I'm not even going to... Anybody over the age of 10.
Everybody was over the age of 10. 10
has
was the
seen an owl.
There.
Every one of those people has seen an owl before.
They're out playing football and shit all the time. Like, they're outside. People know what owls are.
Yeah,
I don't think this is an owl.
No, it's not an owl. Ruled out.
But I don't have another explanation.
I really don't, other than alien. Alien government project.
I don't see government project. If this is a robot, why do we not have these things all over the place now?
Because it's a piece of shit robot.
It hovers.
Why do we not have...
No. The being.
The being crashed into the ground.
And it's... No, man. It's fucking... It floats.
Right, but
it hovers. It glides. It has an aura. It glows.
It does. It didn't just show up
metallic.
Next to this comet.
Okay, real quick. Okay. So if it is an alien, do you think that itself is the alien, or is that like an exoskeleton or some sort of secondary craft that it can go into to then like explore further that is less noticeable than like a giant pulsing red orb?
Absolutely. I
asked you a question and you said absolutely.
Absolutely. I think it is a like...
You think it is a secondary ship? It is a... Okay.
Like a suit of some sort. Like astronauts on the fucking moon are wearing highly sophisticated suits. Yeah. Like... In no doubt in my mind, if an alien was coming from a different planet, a different universe, they're coming to Earth in a fucking suit. Regardless if they think it's safe, they're going in a suit.
Ooh, what if they don't? What if they're so advanced they don't need a suit? Honestly, if you're so advanced that you can make it as far as you have the technology to do that shit.
I can't.
Okay, here's okay. I'm gonna throw this one out there. What if the pointed head, the spade shape,
phalanges?
I don't think that's the right word. We'll go with the spade shape, the upside down acorn.
Yes.
Maybe that was in the background. That was something else that was behind it.
Okay.
I'm willing to give that up, but even without that, it just looks like it. Like there's a head shape with giant eyes, like a robot claws, a dress, no feet. It glides
and glows.
That's still fucking weird.
I literally cannot explain this away. I wish I had fucking been there. I want to see this thing.
I don't want to have been alive in the 50s, though.
50s probably would have sucked hard.
Because I would have had to have been born in the 40s. I would have been born in 40 to have been 12 when this happened. Okay.
Okay,
I was born 40 years after this, and I know what an owl is. I don't think people don't know what an owl is. I'm still fucking hung up on this owl.
It's not an owl.
I don't think it's an owl. but I can't explain what it is, and it's pissing me off because I'm always like, yeah, I don't think so. It's just got to be this.
I feel like naysayers lean on the owl thing. Like people in the 50s were dumb as fuck. They don't even know what an owl was. Like, that's not true. I don't care what you say.
Okay. Now that I'm looking at this one, I have an idea.
Okay.
Canadian military.
It's a Mountie?
No, it's not a Mountie. I'm saying
Whoops, this is West Virginia.
The big thing on its head in this image that I'm looking at here, that I am now going to copy this so I don't forget it later, is
top secret military.
No. I was saying the top thing is kind of derivative of a maple leaf. So this is we didn't know this. Nobody fucks with Canada because Canada has this shit.
Yeah,
this is my new theory. Canada is the military superpower of the entire universe.
Because nobody knows it. Robotic
except
mechanical
for Canadians, which is why they're just like so fucking nice and chill about everything. Yeah, whatever, man.
That one time in 1952.
No. I'm saying Canada.
Every power to be remembers the night
I've ever said
of 1952, where they launched these things onto U.S. soil.
I don't know, man.
I would love to hear some other suggestions.
All right. That was fucking... What do you think, man?
I
don't know what to think.
I literally don't know. I don't know how that looks like anything else ever before its time. I mean, we didn't talk about pranks, but who the fuck would... This isn't a prank. I'm ruling out pranks. I'm ruling out owls.
I don't think owls... I don't know how you... So they saw the meteor. If it was a meteor, they saw the meteor come down, and then they went to go look at it, and then it was 50 feet away. They were 50 feet away from the meteor that would have then still been in the ground the next day when they came back to look at it, if it was there when they went to look at it.
And it's pulsating light.
Pulsing light.
Never seen a meteor. Don't think that happens.
Say there's flames.
Okay.
And there's wind.
Okay.
You can say that like the embers of it would increase and decrease. I can get away with pulsing. It is on or above the ground floating. We do not know for sure. We can say it's sitting on the ground. There is not a deep impact crater that it is inside. It is then gone the next day. They did not find it when they returned. So to me, that says that
cover up.
That is not a meteor.
Canadian cover up. Last episode, it was Russian cover up. This week is Canadian cover up. It can fart in a gnarly mist.
Even without the mist, I can't fucking...
Okay. Final.
They were sick for weeks after. One of them vomited and had convulsions.
Final conclusion from me. Spaceship crashed into Earth, broke some part, maybe the accelerant.
The flux capacitor?
The fuel for the flux capacitor tank leaked, resulting in the toxic mist.
Ooh.
And
all of the UFO flap of that time was all associated with that, whether it be like other craft coming to collect that or
that spaceship was using that comet to sneak into Earth, sneak onto the planet.
Fuck! Like they're so smart. They're like, cool. There's going to be this.
They'll never notice,
and there is intelligent life on this planet who is actively looking at the sky. So this is the time where we would be able to just like sneak in undetected. Fuck.
What its mission was, no idea. Survey the land, maybe.
I'm just remembering this now. I once was watching an airplane. I was like, the last place I was living, I was standing in the backyard smoking a cigarette or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was way back. Fuck, I miss smoking cigarettes. I've been thinking that a lot lately. I miss cigarettes. But I was just standing out back smoking, and I just like looked up, and there was a plane or something just like flying. I was just watching it for a while, and then it like hit like there was like a glare or something, but there was like it like shined a light like at like me for like a quarter of a second. I've never seen an airplane do that.
And Jacob has never been the same since.
No, but it was weird. It was nighttime too. It wasn't like the day. There's no
there's no sun to reflect it off there.
Yeah.
For it to hit you directly would be
and it was directly
insane.
at me, which would be like a light came like from where I am at. It was a little weird.
Too high for anybody in that plane with their
There's no
normal eyes. They would have been
no.
able to see you. Yeah.
The light was off or in the backyard too. I didn't have like the light. I'm not standing underneath a porch light. Like I can't see.
They just saw your cherry just moving back and forth.
I don't know. It struck me as odd.
Yeah, we've all heard my UFO story. Probably a drone. Where are you at? I'm sitting in alien camp.
I'm kind of baffled, and I don't have any better answer than alien. But
Right.
I feel like 2 episodes ago, I was just like, I don't believe that there's a way. I don't believe that life can get to a point where it can get advanced enough that it could be able to do this. But
This one has surpassed the great filter.
I don't have an answer.
Fucking aliens.
I don't think this is hoaxed. There's not a photo, which pisses me off. I mean, owls have big eyes and like kind of alien-like faces, but the face isn't drawn like an owl face.
We don't know.
We don't know. I don't have any better conclusion than alien.
If you have any better conclusions.
Oh my God, I have one.
Okay, never mind. Jacob's got another one?
All right. So mermaids are real.
The series? Like the Discovery Channel documentary that was fake?
That was called Mermaids, the Bodies Found.
Okay.
I'm saying that mermaids exist and are real.
Okay. I have
Thousands
no idea
of
where you're
years
going
ago,
from.
millions of years ago, they existed, but have evolved so much that they became the Flatwoods Monster. They don't need to swim or be in the water. They can just like float around.
Inside that metal tube is water, and they're just like...
Well, I just fucking linked to this one before, but this is like a skeleton of one. It has like pants, and I'm like, boom, it's just a fucking mermaid.
Oh my God.
I don't obviously that one's way less. I kind of think I gotta go aliens on this, man. As much as I don't want to, I kind of think I gotta go aliens.
It's the most sound reason. Fuck.
Damn.
Alien it is. Green monster, the alien. What if it's not a monster? What if it was trying to be friendly? I'm sorry.
That's just what they call it. It didn't.
I know.
Mean, I don't know. The mist, though. You suppose that was unintentional?
Yeah, it's rocket fuel that's
what
leaking.
What about the Frame Town? Their car stalled out.
It's an accident.
Car stalled out. Wouldn't start. Then there was a UFO that they saw, and there was like an overwhelming, sickening sulfur smell. A burnt sulfur odor engulfed the area and sickened them. They claimed there was a, quote, strange electrical charge in the air. As a UFO appeared hovering nearby, a few minutes later, the terrified couple described seeing a huge alien that circled the stalled car.
Electromagnetics. Making it
fine.
levitate.
I can get that from fucking whatever. That's fine.
The gas.
That was not described anywhere else. They needed something from the car, or were seeing if they could get something from the car.
Needed help from the people. Okay. Real quick. Help me jump my spaceship. Yeah.
You got a tire I can borrow, bro?
Yeah. I just need a lighter. Let me borrow your lighter.
I think I told you, I talked about this on the show maybe once before. One dude asked me, I think he had to light a blunt. He asked me if he could borrow a lighter one time. I was like leaving, I worked at a PacSun. I worked at Jordan Creek for a while.
Yeah.
I was like leaving work and I was like lighting a cigarette and some dude like rolled up in this big black Escalade and he'd like wanted to borrow my lighter. So like I let him and he's like, hey, thanks, man. And he like gave me like a fucking an album. It was like a mixtape or something. This was the Armani Maserati. We've talked about this before.
I think we played it.
Yeah. The gold on my chain on my wrist. Yeah. Okay, we definitely talked about this on the show before. I'm just baffled by this. Like I remember this one for a long time, and we've looked into it a couple times before, and every time I was like, yeah, it's probably just something.
Yeah, I kind of just brushed it aside as just
getting through with this. I don't, and even okay. So the first night, 7 people don't recognize an owl. Then 7 hours later, the boy in his room doesn't recognize an owl that just really slowly floats up.
Driveway.
Really slowly floats up the driveway. It's not flying, swooping around. It's really slowly floating up the driveway.
Yeah.
Then the other couple describes it circling their car. You have to be so fucking close to it at that point if it's just like circling your car, right?
10 feet at most.
I think you know what an owl is. If it's a bird, you know. I get dusk and 3 a.m. I get it's dark. Why does it have the aura, the light around it? I don't have any explanation for this other than it is extra or ultra terrestrial.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit annoyed at myself.
Same. But using that information, last episode...
Maybe we're missing something here. Using that information last episode,
we did Organism 46B.
Yes.
Who is going to win? I think I have to go with Organism 46B, though I think this is pretty close. I don't know what kind of intentions it has on the Earth, what else it can do other than fart obnoxiously and float around.
The only thing I'm thinking, though, is it is probably metal.
Probably metal.
Therefore, how would Organism 46B be able to...
He was able to put the phone lines down. Who knows what else Organism 46B could
that's
be.
right. And the toxins were able to pass through the suits of the people if they were wearing suits, because they would have had to have been down there.
46B for me.
46B. I'd probably go 46B too. Just pick it up and slam it until it breaks, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's got 14 tentacles.
I think I go 46B on this one. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you voted on that. Oh, no. We head over to social media and let us know what you think about that. 1v1 right there.
Yes.
Organism 46B, a.k.a. the Vostok Monster.
Yeah, Vostok Monster.
Versus the Flatwoods or Green Monster. We asked the same thing last time about Organism 46B and the Montauk Monster.
Yeah, we did.
Which was pretty one-sided. What did the social medias have to say about that, Connor?
All right, so on Facebook, it's pretty well one-sided here. As expected, Organism 46B with 92% of the votes.
On Facebook, 92%? Hell yeah.
Yep. Twitter, don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. They're always the most surprising piece of data.
Yeah.
And they're
Twitter's
split
a weird one, dog.
right down the middle.
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't know what
50-50.
Montauk Monster is.
What was the It was a comment on Twitter, right?
Was there?
I believe there was a comment on the Twitter. I don't remember if there was one on Facebook. There was definitely a comment on the Twitter that I read. Oh, there's a cat meowing at me. Yo, okay, no. There's comments on Facebook too. Levi said, okay, so limp dead animal versus giant ancient poisonous squid.
Exactly.
And then Sean said, that just sounds like a space kraken now that I've had time to think about it. And you're fucking right, dude. I wish I had thought about that. That's awesome.
On Twitter, Anomalous Arcane said, not sure what 46B is, but it has me wondering about organisms 1 through 45.
That's valid. Or what was Organism 46A?
Yeah. Is it a two-part organism? How do you have the same organism with different
multiple organisms? I'm trying to make a multiple orgasm joke, and it really doesn't translate well into actually pronouncing the word correctly.
I sensed it.
You could sense the multiple orgasms.
Yeah. All right. And on Twitter, it was a whopping 100% 46B. Good show in there.
Instagram, you mean?
Is that what I said?
You said Twitter, I think.
Instagram, 100% of the votes were for 46B.
Good job, Instagram. You agreed with us.
That brings our grand total to 82% Organism 46B, 18%
over the Montauk Monster.
Monster.
That makes a lot of sense to me because Montauk Monster was fucking dead anyway.
And because we love fucking putting polls out there, we put that poll out at the beginning of the episode.
The Instagram poll. What was the...
What do you do if you see an alien? Pee your pants or drop... Pee your pants or fall/drop your flashlight. And the results are in.
Well, what do you got? Okay, what's the vote count
the
first
vote count
we get into
right
some of the
here.
Comments?
We had 11 votes total. Or sorry, we had 9 votes total. 4 for pee your pants. 5 for drop your flashlight.
Wait, 5 and 5?
4 and 5. So most people would
not
fall and drop their flashlight.
Oh. So over on the Discord, we post on there when we've done it, and so Titan Lord said strike a power pose and make it pee its pants, which is fucking awesome. And then MXCKXYX said not a bad idea, just weird me out, and maybe they'll leave the planet altogether.
And Huge Snake, this has literally been going through my mind since I typed that. I was like, flashlight. He says turn on your flashlight.
Oh god. And then it's just,
Oh no.
no. Oh, shit.
Confused.
It hurt itself in confusion. That's the move. You turn on the flash.
Dude.
First, wait. Do those have a power button?
I don't know. I don't have a flashlight, but if they wanted to send me one to be a sponsor, I would.
They sponsored the Rogan podcast for years, dude.
They're looking for a new podcast to sponsor. Counting Cryptids is available.
I don't know if our demographic of moms is really what they're looking for, dog.
You never know. Flashlights probably make some sort of woman equivalent, aka
the back
dildo.
end of it.
Turn it inside out.
Just turn it around. Oh boy, this needs to stop. Okay, so I think that's it for today. I think it's an alien. I don't know what else to say here.
I can't get off the fence. I'm standing on the fence, but if I had to lean to one side, it would be towards the aliens.
I've never wanted to not make a decision so bad on one because I 100%, don't know.
Yeah, this has been the hardest one.
I want more information. I don't know if there's like a huge piece of this somewhere that we're missing or what the fucking problem is.
Hit us with that.
If you got something else, let me know. I guess we didn't mention the Fallout 76. Also a 3DS Tamagotchi Life and XBLA game Happy Wars.
Never heard of that one.
Oh shit, I had that on my Xbox. It was a free download. I didn't know that there was a Flatwoods Monster in there.
Better peep it.
Fucking gotta go back to my 360.
All right, well, fuck.
Fucking shit. All right, head over to social media. It's these polls, and you'll also be aware next time.
Follow, like, subscribe,
shit. Yeah,
share, fucking comment, fucking join the Discord, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of them. Leave a review if you like what we're doing.
Oh shit, we have a review.
We have a review.
We have a review. I forgot about that last time too. We have a review. Connor, did I mention there's a review?
Did you say something about a review?
I did. We have a new review.
A new one?
Yeah.
Golly. I would pull it up on my Mac computer, but my computer might blow up.
So this one is from Shaylee Magoo.
I like that name.
Me as well. The 5 stars. It says good stuff.
Thanks, Shaylee.
This podcast is fantastic. The episodes are informative without being boring, and Jacob and Connor are hilarious. Friendship plus cryptids equals 5 stars. Great job, guys.
That warms my heart.
Thank you. That was like a very sincere 5-star review. And it's like also like if somebody were to look at it and see it, they'd be like, huh.
I might listen to that.
Yeah. I mean, most of the ones on here are all really good.
They're all pretty
that
good.
That one was nice. I liked that one. So thank you. If you also want to leave us a 5-star iTunes review or wherever else you get your podcast, go ahead and do it. I try to check wherever I can, but sometimes it's kind of hard with those. So if you do, fucking screenshot it and send it over or just let us know that you did. If it's on iTunes, I'll definitely... That one is much easier for me to check and I can do it. What I need to do right now is fucking check some of the other countries in the world real quick and double check, even though nobody outside of the United States has off of Facebook. It's always only on Facebook. I think there's some issues with the iTunes review in the UK. Is that Levi was trying to do that and then just left it on Facebook?
I believe so.
Yeah. So obviously Facebook reviews also, if you want to leave a review, that's maybe the easiest for you. Go whatever's easiest for you. Obviously, if you like the show,
we don't give a shit where you leave a review.
Know. Yeah, if you do, great. I mean, I'd love to read it on the episode, or I mean, even just see it.
Even a thank you, like appreciate the show or like the show and like our messages. I've had people on Instagram that I probably should have shouted out, say that they like the show. Maybe I'll go through at some point before the next episode and shout every one of those people out because I definitely miss them. But they're definitely sliding into them DMs, and I appreciate it.
The fuck's up with the no reviews, Canada? I keep fucking calling you out and nothing. Just fucking do it already, damn it.
Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. That's not the song.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
I don't know that any of those people were actually from Canada.
The ones that say they're from Canada?
Home and native land? I don't think that's your native land.
I'm sorry. Is America... The
not
United
mine.
States of America? Yeah,
no.
See, there you go.
I'm definitely not saying America has a great
where I live
song.
It is where I was born, therefore
and the home of the free,
native. I don't know,
and the land of the brave.
I only know the Canadian national anthem from that '70s show.
Yeah, when they go get the beer.
And then Fez lost his green. My green card in my right shoe. Something, something, right shoe.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Get in social media. Fucking let us know what you think. We missed something. Let us know.
We're sorry. I thought we did a good amount of research.
I thought we would have fucking landed somewhere else, but apparently my world is upside down and I'm going to lose sleep over this tonight. Oh, fucking happy Easter. I forgot. That's
Happy
tomorrow.
Easter. Happy 420.
You know what I should have done for the drinks that we had? I should have done like a royalty fizz drink or something, which is where you like put like fucking egg white in it and you shake the shit out of it. So it's like,
Or we could have had Crown Royal Peach like Brandy.
damn, that sounds like it would have been good for a mule or something. Some sort of drink. That would have been dope. But
send it this way, Brandy.
Yeah. If you want to send us alcohol, hit us up. I'll let you know where to send it, dog. It'll open a P.O. box. We got something coming from the UK, actually, allegedly.
Hopefully.
If that ever makes it through customs.
Wow, we're really dragging this one out, but
no, that's fine. That's what we do. And it's the end of the episode, so if you made it this far, like I assume you don't absolutely fucking hate us. So you're accustomed to dealing with our bullshit.
Listeners, the true Cryptid Counters.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys.
Catch you in a couple of weeks.
Good holidays. Happy holidays. Whatever you say.
Happy holidays.
That thing. Thanks for checking out this week's episode.
If you want to get your 2 cents in, answer this week's polls on social media.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, as well as Discord.
Links for social media, as well as everything else we talked about on the show, are available at gobblesquatch.com.
If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, or you just want to chat, you can email us at countingcryptids@hotmail.com.
And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and tell your friends.
I've been Jacob.
I've been Jacob.
And we'll see you in a couple of weeks for another fascinating installment of Counting Cryptids.